Oh, like a super big like huh face? No, more with your face. Shove your face forward like huh? What's my favorite? Huh?
What's my favorite?
Thanks. It's times like this when the wind starts whipping, the sky starts rumbling, things get a little eerie, the animals start acting up. Makes a man wish he had his storm shelter done. Know what I mean? It is my top priority. Here they come. Meh! Moving the sheep. Whoa, that was good. Let's move them quickly, kids. Keep going, girl. You got it. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Yeah, come on. Meh! Go. Keep going. Meh! Get that gate open. Is it already? Good. Go, 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 go. 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 Come on. Lavender. Meh. Lavender. Meh. Come on. Meh. Meh. Get him in. Get him in. Get him in. Where's the pony? So, go work with her personally if you need to. Work with her personally if you need to. Okay, we'll go help her. I want these animals in. It's not that late in the day. I know it looks a lot darker. We had the sheep out in the front pasture, our associate pasture, mowing down some stuff there. Dodge is over here with Blizzard. Shavaz running up behind me. Here comes the rain. Whoa, that was bright. And another pile of wind. I wouldn't be surprised to lose some stuff out of some of these weaker trees. That big one there over the garden, about a mile away. This one that we had. Here comes the thing. Yep, when your kids are done, head in. I'll get this for the pony. Meh! Shiva, stay in. Thank you, stay in. We got a fly mask for the pony too. So, she seemed to be doing good in it. Hey, let me get past her. Hold that for a minute, son. I'm taking it off for now?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Hey, there you go, baby. We gotta get in.
Yeah.
And I gotta.
I don't let them have access to the whole barn.
Do what?
Let them have access to the whole barn. All the animals, like the sheep and cow.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you have the whole thing open all the way around, that's fine for tonight. Okay. Head out. Yeah, you're a little spooked now, aren't you? You're okay. I'm contemplating him. I'll see what I do with him. He might be fine. There you go, girl.
We're gonna give him a little bit of.
Do it quickly, and then we gotta run.
Okay.
Snip one of those up for them. Rain, obviously, today, which is part of why I did not do my top step on this root cellar. But we will do it soon. And here it comes. Have Sweet Pepper get in the house. I don't know what she's doing. She doesn't need to shut him up or anything. She just needs to get in the house. We'll see where this goes. Pinky, what is going on in here?
In there I have my betta fish, and then Sweet Pepper's betta fish.
Whose is the big, fat, brown-looking one?
That is mine, and then Sweet Pepper's is the male, which is the blue one.
The little blue one more in the center?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you get betta fish?
I got them when we sold a rabbit.
Yeah, so we sold a rabbit to somebody, and they said they were a betta fish breeder, and they gave us 5 originally, right?
Yes.
And how big were they?
They were about...
Size of a mosquito almost, right?
Yeah, or some were smaller, like little dots. They were pretty much something see-through with some gigantic eyes.
Yeah, much smaller than like a little tadpole. they were
Mosquito
mostly
larvae?
yeah, like mosquito larvae almost. Yeah. And now they decided, since they had a male and a female, they periodically, like right now, give them the opportunity. Whoa, see that male dancing? Oh yeah, he's dancing. He was blowing bubbles earlier, right?
Yes.
And that's part of the process with these guys, right?
Yes.
Explain to me how that works.
So he makes his little bubbles on the edges, and he'll make a whole bubble nest, and then the female will almost look like she's like dead, and she'll just squeeze out the eggs, and he'll grab them with his mouth and he'll put them in his bubble nest. And then in a few minutes, I believe, if the eggs are fertilized, they should hatch. And then you can take the female out and put her back in her cage, and the male will take care of the babies for about 3 days.
Whoa. Daddy takes care of the babies for like 3 days. Not much of a sacrifice, but enough to get that next generation going, huh? That's cool. So we'll see what happens there, but this is one that the kids, and we wanted, didn't we wish we would have done a whole thing of them all the way up from the time they were nothing to the time they look like the ones you get at the store?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Pinky's got another project. Grab me that thing you're growing over there. What is going on there?
This is my celery.
Your celery? Didn't Mom tell you to take that out to the compost?
Yes. No, well,
Not that
I found
time?
it on the counter. It fell out of the compost, and after I put it in here and it started growing, she told me that she was going to make broth out of it.
Whoa.
But, yeah.
So this is one of the ones you see sometimes where people will regrow something. Put the celery, which had been dormant pretty much, in the refrigerator. We use most of the top stuff. The bottoms will either go to the animals, go to the compost, or go to something like broth. And this time Pinky stuck it in there. And much like with an avocado seed, she's going to kind of balance it out with some toothpicks right now. And it's actually got roots too, right?
Yeah, on this side you can see them.
Oh, there's a couple little roots in there. You guys might not be able to make them out, but if you look closely, there is a number of little roots in there. Pretty cool experiment, child. Pretty cool. Sometimes it's hard to remember what videos make it to the YouTube, because they not all do. What videos even get recorded or processed. I record a lot of them. I start working them all. They don't all make it. So I'm not sure if you guys saw where I was trying to build like a nursery area next to my garden shed underneath where the hops is. I think I did a video on that. If I did, maybe I'll be able to find out and link it. If not, that's a project I got underway. But I'm going to work on that some more, because now we're moving more pepper seedlings outside to harden them off. I've got a lot of elderberry and fig cuttings, some other stuff I'm working on, and I don't trust the weather completely. Last night was cold. Peppers generally like it when it's above 50 degrees at night. That's not where it's been, so I might try to throw together something quickly, and I might just use buckets and pallets for right now. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I looked over there, and I saw buckets and pallets. Luckily for me, I have more buckets and pallets, because that table was one I was using when I was working some stuff with the fence pickets I had. But here's an example of some of my disorganized madness. Plenty of buckets, plenty of pallets. It shouldn't be that hard of a deal. So I'm going to go work on that, I think, and set up a couple. Hey son, I'm going to have you grab buckets, I'm going to grab pallets. And he doesn't know that I'm going to ask him this question yet. I'm not even sure what he's going to say, but I wanted, just kind of like that time I was seeing if my children could beat people on the street. I wanted it to be kind of low-key, kind of impromptu, kind of spur of the moment, knee-jerk reaction type, whatever's on the top of their head, rather than I'm going to ask you this question. Not that preparing for things is bad or anything like that. It's just, I want to see what just kind of comes to mind when I spring it on them. I was just about to grab some pallets, but instead I grabbed buckets, because I remembered I had a pile of pallets up here. It's nice how life works out sometimes. And I'm gonna show you this new sheep while we're here. And one of the ones I sheared already. And I sheared it already because she'd never been sheared. And she was one of the ones that was half Shetland Finn, half Jacob sheep. So she had some pretty thick stuff. There she is. I believe her name is Daisy. And I don't know if you can see from here, but she's actually got a nice pile of dreadlocks on top of her head. And that one's, we don't really have personal animals around here, but we quote unquote kind of have that one as red peppers. So she asked if we could just kind of keep that pile of white dreadlocks on top of her head. And for anyone wondering, sometimes people think that if you have different colored skin and you have certain colored hair or types of hair, that then you're appropriating certain cultures. I don't believe in that at all, and I can go into depth in that if I need to. But the reason I actually have these dreadlocks is because of my sheep. I'd see their hair start growing out and starting to dread a little bit right before we'd shear it usually, and be like, man, I miss my dreadlocks, so I grew them back, in case you wanted to know. But their new ram is doing well too. Let's take a peek at him. Meh. Meh. Hey, Zeke. Zeke. Well, he don't care. He don't care too much about me yet, which is fine. And I just want to show you guys. I know I showed these before in a video, but these are doing amazing, and I really like seeing them. Look at the flowers on these. Every single one of these, or the vast majority of these, is going to become a fruit. Just look at that on these American gooseberries. All that white stuff hanging is just piles and piles and piles of flowers. And that is amazing. And I was considering doing a video showing you guys some of the stuff that's the wild, natural stuff here, that then we gave a spot on our property, and showing how it does in the wild compared to how it does here, because it's amazing. I've seen some pretty good bushes out in the wild, but nothing this intense. And it's amazing how just with a little bit of stewardship, with a little bit of added effort and interaction from people kind of crafting things just a little bit better, then it would just kind of happen chance find itself to be in the natural. Things can really take off. It's really awesome. That is going to be probably thousands, at least hundreds of gooseberries on these plants for us. And I think I'm going to hit that with some fish emulsion here. I'll see, oh, the aronia. You guys are familiar with aronia berries, but these are about to flower too. That thing's gonna hit hard soon. Oh, I'm excited. I always feel behind in my garden, but I'm excited. So let's get a little nursery station set up here. My son brought his buckets up too. And then I'll ask him what he thinks and we'll find out. Not that I really need to feel like I need to spell it out for all of you guys, but just so nobody's left wondering, here's the table. It's 4 or 5 gallon buckets with a pallet thrown on top of it. It's actually pretty stable. I could jump up and down on there. Safety hazard according to OSHA, but you know, here's a look at it. I'm just gonna run 2 next to each other, and to be functional, to be useful, it doesn't have to be that difficult. In fact, to provide a little extra shade, I could stack one on top of this too. Maybe I'll do a 2-story. I'm not sure. But here you go. 4 or 5 gallon buckets in the corner with a pallet thrown on top of it. And that's half my table that I'm building. I'm gonna build another one over here. Let's see. I'll show you guys how difficult this is. Just for fun, I'm gonna drop that on top of there. But now I can throw my seedlings here, and as the season goes on, all this hops here will grow up at an angle up to a chain up there, and it'll create a nice natural barrier between kind of the sun and those things, and that'll be helpful in hardening stuff off. You cleaning that stuff up, son?
Kind of.
One way to go.
Kind
Where are you
of.
taking it?
To make a little cabin. Sort of. It was laying on the ground.
Okay, so you got some inch oak that was cut off and some bark off of some wood I was splitting, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, you go do your cabin. I'm gonna move the plants, and then I got a question for you. I'm gonna ask you a question. So the whole purpose of this video is to ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay. He's at least getting mentally prepared to answer the question. He just doesn't know what it is. Now he's looking at me all suspicious. Look at him over there. Why are you so suspicious, boy? You guys want to eat some raw kale? I do. I want to eat some raw kale quick. Then I'll move that stuff, then I'll go. Here it is. It's not too bad. Yeah. This stuff I planted last fall sometime. It sat here through the whole winter and now is finally taking off, but yeah. Even my kids will come out here and just munch on raw kale, which is super healthy for them. This is the blue curly Scotch kale. When we first planted it, it took us 7 seasons before it finally fizzled out. So it went like winter, spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, and by that point it was going to seed and giving us a lot of seeds, so we don't have to buy them anymore. And then we also offer them up for sale in our Etsy shop. But what's that?
That would be an awesome roof for my cabin.
An awesome roof for his cabin. You mean the kale?
Yeah.
Edible roofing?
Yeah.
Tastes better than shingles. I thought he was talking about that bark. He was talking about the kale. But anyway, we've tried a number of kinds of kale here. That blue curly Scotch kale seems to work best for us. So I'm gonna move those seedlings. He's gonna build his cabin, and then we're gonna see what's going on. So in case you were wondering, when it got all ominous and dark and lightning and wind and rain earlier, that was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's probably about 5 right now. We were happy to see it lighten up as far as how bright it was outside, and then also cease raining for a little bit. Here's this at the moment. It's not much. One day it'll be more, but check this out. So here's just a couple little things on here so far. Most of it's open. I've got some work to do with some of my seedlings in the house before I bring them out here. And oh, I've got another one I'm supposed to bring. I forgot I put it by the compost. But here's some of the little peppers I propagated today. I've got some stuff planted in there. Here's some propagated Korean goji berries. Same thing there. A trifoliate citrus there. Here's some stuff I was propagating. I didn't want to give up on it yet, so I put it here. And then some different mulberries, elderberries, and figs mostly over there. I do have little trays that they're in. And then if you notice too, a lot of this stuff is just repurposed. Plastic bottles of different sorts or fruit cups, stuff like that. Of course, it's best to get the BPA free ones. Not all plastic is good for you to be drinking out of. I knew a lady once who said it was bad to drink out of plastic. So she would open her plastic and then dump it into a glass and drink it out of there. So she didn't have to drink out of plastic. I don't think she fully understood the concept there. But that's there. I also took some fish emulsion and put it up under those gooseberries. It may rain more. It may not. It'll be mixed with the rainwater anyway. When we clean fish and we go out and catch them, I like to take the heads, the guts, the skeletons. If I'm not using it for like a fish broth, I'll just throw it in a 5-gallon bucket, fill it with water, and then cover it and tuck it off in some obscure location on your property if you try this, because it'll get pretty ripe, but then you can cut that with water and keep replenishing the water with the remains, and give it enough time, you know, after a couple washes or rinses, it'll be clean, but really good food for the plants. And then also, like with my new propagation stuff, I have thornless blackberries back there. Over here I have those little sand cherries. If they're not staying wet enough, I'll get a plastic tray, tuck them over in my nursery area. That's what that's for. And then be able to keep them moister than I would have otherwise. But let's see what Monster Truck's doing. Oh, I see what you're doing. He's got a number of things going on over here, but he's building a little cabin. You don't want to just put that on the long way? Other way. Yeah, that way maybe. Yeah, the other way would look good too, but I see what you're doing. Now who's going to live there?
I don't know.
You don't know. Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Come over by the pond with me for a minute and we'll have a question. I got to cut those up with the chainsaw earlier. I was chainsawing making more firewood for next year. Planning for my future. Oh yeah? Cool. Alright, son. Got a question for you.
Let's see.
First of all, I want to make sure you know what animals are on our property. Why don't you start trying to name them by name? What kind of animals they are?
Sheep. A cow.
Cow.
A type of tiny horse.
Yeah, pony.
Ducks.
Ducks, chickens.
Guineas.
Guineas.
Rabbits.
Rabbits, I forgot rabbits.
Quail.
Quail. Dogs, that's like
Yeah, dogs.
10. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, we got betta fish and some fish in our pond and whatever else too, but those 10 would pretty much be the main ones. So, the question that I have for you, what is your favorite animal on the homestead?
Okay, that's kind of hard.
If you had to only pick one, that would be your favorite. Or if you could only have one animal on the homestead, those might be different questions. Do you think you have a favorite?
Yeah, I think about it. Chickens and probably sheep.
Chickens and sheep would be your favorite?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they can provide food for our family, and we can sell them and hatch eggs out and sell the babies.
Sure.
And the sheep, they can have more and we can sell and eat.
I like that. What else do the sheep do for us?
Lawnmower our pastures and our
Yeah, just mow the yard for us, right? What else do the ducks do, or the chickens do for us?
This popped up his head.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a red ear.
Oh, I see it. You're right, there's a little red ear. Those are in there to eat the algae and seaweed and stuff.
Who?
Because they eat aquatic vegetation. What else do the chickens do for us?
Eat ticks.
Sure.
Eat different kinds of flies and stuff.
Yeah, and our scraps.
Yeah.
And then they give us manure too. The sheep do too, huh?
Yeah.
So if you could only have one animal on your homestead, what would it be and why?
I guess sheep.
Sheep? Not bad. We do got a lot of good choices here. And animals, as you can see, he chose ones, his favorite were the ones that made the most sense. A dog serves certain purposes but doesn't give you meat, milk, or eggs. Same thing with the pony. You know, he liked the sheep and the chickens because they were dual purpose. Sheep, meat, and milk, as far as, you know, edible stuff.
I guess cow too.
Yeah, and then chickens, eggs, and meat. And then they also reproduce after their own kind, which gives you more. See, let's talk about you could sell some, trade some, keep some, have extra. A lot of different. There's another turtle right there.
Oh yeah.
Looks like the same kind. Cool. I gotta take some more stuff out of here too. Here, you guys want to see our pond quick? Yeah. It actually looks better on camera than in person. But I've got a large mat of weeds growing up in that area, which is good and I want. And there's a turtle. Oh, it just went under over there. But a lot of this algae I gotta pull out. And I haven't ran aeration on here in about 7 to 8 months, I'm guessing. It was sometime last summer I stopped. The basic goal is to have enough aquatic vegetation to provide enough oxygen for the fish to survive, but also to have enough aquatic vegetation eating turtles to keep the weeds and stuff knocked back. Red-eared sliders are one that prefers mostly, I mean they'll eat dead animals and different things too, but they like aquatic vegetation as kind of their #1 meal, if I remember right. So yeah, it's a little scummy right now. I think I'm gonna scoop it out quick. This will be the before look. You guys probably can't exactly see all of it, but this is before, and I'm just gonna use a landing net to scoop some out, and we'll see what it looks like when we're done. Not sure if you guys can completely see the difference, but again, I was just removing some of the top algae. And this stuff here, this will fill in pretty nice. Some of it's flipped around right now, but what I like to do with that is kind of keep flipping into a pile, letting it interweave itself. It provides a place for, minnows, frogs, turtles, smaller fish to hide, larger fish to hide, and then also does provide oxygen in the water. And we'll see how this goes. How's your fort now? You want to show it off?
Yes, sir. I kind of changed up the difference a little bit.
Oh, it's all bark now, isn't it?
Yes.
That's nice and natural. No modern building materials, right? No oak lumber and stuff. Cool.
Well, I didn't want my house to rot in like a couple of seconds.
Okay.
And the wood just rot.
Sure. So that's a little bit of what we got going on today, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Monster Truck's favorite animals are? Shh. He's not going to say them again. I'm not going to say them again. Let us know what he likes the best. It helps the algorithm when people leave a comment, and let YouTube and Google know people are watching and like this, because I keep getting people telling me, hey, I was unsubscribed again without unsubscribing. I know they don't always like me, but I appreciate you guys who do. What do we say?
Monster Truck out! Thank you for watching! And the left button! Thumbs up! But